Right, welcome to the good old LKB channel. Of course, you'll be seeing this on YouTube, potentially some TikTok clips or YouTube clips, all that good stuff. But today, I'm honestly just gonna do a little tier list on the weapons. I've played the game for about some like 30, 40 hours, maybe a little bit more, about getting to that 70-hour mark. So I've used every single gun in the game. I think it was a good idea to actually do this. Of course, getting easily started here for nice and quickly. A I mean, there's only a few guns that I would put over in that S tier. The shotguns, obviously this one's got to be D. The DKS, whatever it's called, is not great at all. You know, any shotgun, why using it? Of course, there's only one shotgun I actually have used that I have enjoyed, but that's got to be later on in this. The next gun coming up is the AK-205. If you have looked at my YouTube shorts recently, you will have noticed that I did post a clip with it on Liberation Peak. But overall, I think the gun is weak. It's got the best precision, so with the bloom bug, it's probably one of the better guns if you are struggling with your bloom. However, I am going to put this on B. It is very, very mid. Do not rate it on A or S. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The AK-4D, to be honest with you, C, it's not exactly an impactful weapon, I would say. It's kind of, again, mid. Okay, it does kill quick, but it's that bouncing recoil. Just not really for me. Can be okay at times, but overall, doesn't cut it to get into that B bracket. So C, it will go. Then we have this 6A4, the B3 6A4, which I'm not going to lie, my boy Sods loves this gun. He's got a lot of gameplays on his channel if you do want to go check him out. But overall, I'm not going to lie, I do not rate the weapon. I think it loses a lot of gunfights up close, even long distance. It's a bit iffy because of course, the bloom issue, when they fix that, I'm guessing it's going to go up higher on the list. But as of right now, I will put it B. B seems fair because the gun you get destroyed by some other guns or in A and S that will absolutely demolish this. So yeah, B is actually quite fair for this gun. Same level as the AK-205. Yeah, you will get destroyed a lot of the time if you aren't playing a specific role on your team. And then we get on to the LMG here, the DRS, which if you've seen my clips or if you've seen anything that I've put out on YouTube, my YouTube channel, you will know this gun is an absolute machine. And to be honest with you, I don't think many guns can compete with it. It is going to go into that S tier, no questions about it. Gun is just dominant overall. I don't think there's many downsides. Maybe the bit of the bloom every now and then, but it doesn't suffer as much as some of the other guns on this list that I'll get over shortly. Next is this BC gun, the one that you can see down at the bottom, and I'm not going to lie, it's mid. It is very mid, and I'm going to even go as far as potentially putting it low of B, because it does do good damage. I might also be, because there's two guns that look very similar. Yeah, that and this one, they look very similar, and I'm not going to lie, I'll put them in their own category, but at the moment I will just put them at the top of C. Haven't really used these guns, haven't really interested me much, and to be fair, I think that's very fair to be honest. And can I add another row? Add row. Okay, cold. We add another row, and let's just say haven't used, because some of the challenges are very questionable. And for these here, I'm just going to put them here, even though I have used them. Haven't. I mean, haven't. How is that wrong? Do I have to put whatever? It's whatever. I haven't used them, but I mean, I have, just not enough to give a good rating. The cord, again, I'm gonna have to put it over in that S tier, above the DRS potential. They're very close in my eyes. It's a very strong gun up close, and it's got some good distance on it as well. Very strong gun. You're going to want to use this. Haven't used this LMG yet because the challenge to get some of these guns is absolutely abysmal. Not great whatsoever. So let's just shortly move on to the Vector. And I'm not going to lie, the Vector is one of my favorite guns of all time. But in this game, I'm not going to lie, firstly, I'm going to keep saying it, but the bloom is a bit of an issue. But the ammo isn't phenomenal. The range, it doesn't really compete with the guns in S tier. So Also, looking at this list, I'll potentially be happy to put it in B. I'm going to put it in B, but it has potential to be in A. I still want to have like, in A is very specific, right? A is like, yes, it's better than all the guns in B, but not as good as S. That's the type of mindset I'm having. As yeah, I don't think the Vector cuts it, but it is better than that B36. Maybe a little bit tempted to actually put it below the B36 actually, just there, just because of that ammo restriction and how long it does take to even get a better mag. So yeah, I think it will be low end of B just because the magazine is so small. And we'll move over to the L110, and I'm not going to lie, this is the starting LMG and it is very good. It's consistent. It does suffer quite bad with the bloom issue. However, it is a very consistent gun, and if you want to have something that is consistent, that gets you decent damage, wins you good gunfights, and you can put damage down and bullets down range, this is a gun for you. And I do think it will destroy all of these guns in majority of situations in Battlefield 6. So A is a very good spot for that gun. This gun I haven't not used. And then the DMR here, this is the fastest firing DMR out of all of the DMRs. And to be honest with you, I was actually using this yesterday off stream, and I'm not going to lie, it's mid. It's not great. It doesn't do a lot of damage somehow for a single tap gun. It also suffers from the bloom issue, and obviously the hit rate at the moment as well, with the servers being overloaded and all that stuff, isn't great. So you will struggle to hit some shots on moving targets. Sometimes when you're standing behind cover, as you would play with a DMR or a sniper, you will get some funny hit reg, but yeah, the gun isn't very impressive. You can get some decent moments with it, but overall, very mid, and for that, I will put it in C. And yeah, I don't see it going any further than that. As we move over to the M60, which, I'm not gonna lie, the first time I shot the gun, I thought it was an absolute fucking tank. It's a 3-shot kill up close. But then you get into gunfights and you realize that there's a reason why this is a 3-shot kill, and it's because it shoots so slow. So you will be losing quite a lot of gunfights, which is a reason I haven't really used this gun. Also, the maneuverability of the gun is very low. So for that, I'm simply just going to have to put it on D, just because you can't move much with it. I know you're all going to say this is how you're supposed to play Battlefield, but that's not how I play Battlefield, and you've seen my gameplays. I play for the win all the time. And when you can't move, I feel like you're kind of pointless in certain situations, which is most of them, as Battlefield isn't a milsim, it is an arcade shooter. You're supposed to move around. But yeah, I just don't rate it at all. It's a very heavy gun. But if you want to sit there on breakthrough and shoot down range, again, it's a very good gun for that. So just with that in mind, I might actually bump it up to the top of C. Top of C. I'm giving it respect because there's a specific game mode that you could use this gun on. But apart from that, it is very mid. And then we move over to the semi-auto shotgun. And again, it's dog shit. Don't use this, ever. Only times I've seen people use this is to annoy other people with the Dragon's Breath. Both of the semi-autos. Absolute poo. And we're going to move on to the next LMG, which is also very good. I'm actually yet to use it properly myself, but I have used it, and I will say it is at the top of the C tier because of how fast it does kill. This gun absolutely shreds, and you have got better maneuverability than the M60. So I think a good spot there for it. I do enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. Let's move over to the snipers. Of course, you see it's the starter sniper here, and I'm not going to lie, I don't rate it. In the beta, I had some decent clips of it. We saw one on my TikTok, YouTube Shorts, all that good stuff. I posted a gameplay with it. But now that the game is out, I don't like it. I don't rate it at all. It doesn't feel like it hits the same. It feels off. I don't know what it is. The sniper feels off, and yeah, I just don't rate it for the snipers. I mean, I've been killed by it quite a lot of times, but I feel like the snipers are more of like a muscle memory sort of thing, and for that, I'm just going to leave it in... I'm going to leave it at the top of D, right? Top of D, just to be fair with the sniper, you know. And then we have an LMG I haven't used. We have the M250 next, and that is going to go to the top of this D10. I'm going to put it behind the AK-205. It has good damage, but this one struggles quite a lot with the bloom, and the AK-205, I mean, for me personally, it just has better maneuverability. Also, the reload for a 50-round mag just takes forever, because you can get an AR with similar amount of bullets, maybe 40, which reloads way faster. So for that, I can't rate it too highly. And then we move over to the M277, which I'm not going to lie, this gun shreds. This gun shreds. I would actually put it at the top of A for now, just because of how fast it kills. It has got some recoil behind it. I haven't actually posted a gameplay with it, but this gun is an absolute beast. If you want to absolutely shred people, it comes with a suppressor stock as well, so you can play quite stealthy with it. That is a gun that you want to use. Very good gun, up close, medium range. Of course, that longer range, you're going to have to tap fire a little bit more, but it is a very dominant gun on those smaller maps, and I would recommend you to use it. Very consistent. As we move over to the M14, which I love the M14, but it isn't hitting for me. For me, this is bottom of D. Dog shit. Again, I don't rate it. And the M417A2 can also go here because it does semicircles when you're shooting, and the bloom is horrific. You know what, I'm going to put it at the bottom as C because it's not as bad as the other guns I've put on there. I actually don't mind that so far. And then we have the M433, which... this gun is unreal, right? This gun is very good. I'm going to put it at the top of A because most of the time these guns will absolutely slam that, but it's a very consistent assault rifle. You'll find yourself getting some good kills, down range, close range especially is very dominant. But yeah, this is a starting assault rifle, very good, very versatile as well, and I do recommend you use this. Of course, most of you have probably used this gun anyways, but it is a very, very strong gun. And then we get to the best gun in the game, the M4A1. If anyone tells you anything different, do not listen to them. This is the best gun in the game by far. Fastest time to kill, all of that good stuff. Very controllable recoil. This is an absolute monster. And already, if you are playing the game, which most of you watching this are, you have most likely died in like every single game, majority of the time, to the M4A1. This gun is absolutely broken. They're going to have to do something to it. And yeah, it is an absolute monster. That's all I'm going to say. This gun is a monster. And yeah, they need to nerf this thing. This thing is broken. And yeah. So next we're going to move over to the shotgun. In my opinion, this shotgun is the best one out of the lot. I am going to put it in A tier, just out of respect for it being the best shotgun in its class. Not because it's anything else, but the gun is good. You know, you have the slug shots, which are okay. I personally prefer the buckshot just to slide around, you know, all that spread and stuff. But yeah, the shotgun A tier, I think it's respectable. It is the best shotgun, so I think it deserves to be there. Nothing more else to it. It's got good maneuverability, all of that good stuff, and yeah, it's just a shotgun at the end of the day. Pump shotgun that does good damage. And then we got the NVO. And like I said earlier, the NVO has a problem with bloom. However, it's still very, very, very good. And I mean, it's good enough that I am actually going to put it second on that A for now. Just because of how much damage it does and the control you have with the recoil. It's just very smooth. All of that good stuff. And yeah, of course, by the end of the video, we do have a chance to readjust where some of the guns are. Of course, I haven't used this sniper either, but yeah, that NVO is very good. I have posted some clips and some videos. It is a very consistent gun. There's more to come with it, but hopefully in that Bloom update, they do fix it on the NVO. I do think it will be one of the better guns in the game when they do. And then we move over to the MP5, which I will also put at the S tier. Very, very good gun. And again, you probably have been killed by this gun a lot. It is one of the best guns in the game. Arguably could be the best one if the M401 wasn't as broken as it is. But yeah, this gun can kill you from absolutely anywhere on the map. Of course, most maps on average on Battlefield, this gun will absolutely melt you from any distance. And most of the time, you can just hold down the left trigger or your left click, whatever you're using, and this gun will hit the target. You do have to lead your shots a little bit, but it's very manageable, very consistent gun, very fun to use as well. I will say the next gun coming up is the MP7, which the gun kills very quick up close, but doesn't do a lot of damage. So you are going to struggle in that mid-range unless you are hitting consistent headshots, which, unless you're an absolute demon, is not going to happen. The gun is okay. Overall, I wouldn't put it anything major. Probably behind... this is a tough one. I think I'll put it ahead of the Vector just because of the consistency you can get from the MP7. You can get a very good consistency over the Vector just because of that range. And yeah, I think it's very consistent. I haven't used this one. The RPK, I'm going to put that in S tier, but below these is a very consistent gun. Very good. However, you're going to want to use it slower. So the best way to explain it is play like an LMG, but you don't need to play like an LMG. Slow it down, hold down your angles, and you are sorted. All good to go. Very good, consistent gun. It's got really nice camo as well when you reach level 40. This gun, the SCW, I think that is. Or is there another one? Hold on a second, I might be tweaking. This is the SCW. Worst SMG in the game. Do not use it. Do not rate it. I mean, obviously, if you want to try it, I do not rate it at all. This can also go in, haven't used. But yeah, the SCW does a lot of damage, but overall, I don't rate it. Again, low mags aren't for me on this game. I need magazines to. I need more bullets, pretty much. I need more bullets. I need more bullets because there's a lot of people on the map, and it just doesn't cut it. The SGX S tier as well. I would probably put it. This is a tough one because this gun was very good for me at the start, and I think I'll put it third. These can be interchanged, I think. The RPK obviously will lose to these on average, but SGX is very consistent. Very consistent. High damage for what it is, and you can run around, do whatever you want. Very good gun. Very, very solid. Nothing else to it, to be honest. One of the best guns in the game. And yeah, I'm just going to move over to the SL9, which personally I think is very mid. The only good thing that this gun has is the fact that it's got high precision, but the damage is very underwhelming and you will lose to every single SMG above it unless you are playing against a burger. That's the only way, and that's pretty much it. It's a very mid gun, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend. The Scar, by far probably the worst gun I've used in the game. This thing has low damage for what it is. The bloom is horrendous, shoots slow, and I mean it's just the damage factor. You are not winning many gunfights at people who are shooting you back. This gun is horrid. They really need to do something to this gun because it is struggling. I do not like it at all. And the same as the shotgun, I will put the SV98 high up on the list. I would actually put it about there. I was going to have a gameplay up, but I wasn't streaming on the day. But this gun is very consistent. Best sniper for me. Obviously, I haven't used the other sniper, which has very similar stats to the SV98, but I do rate it. It's a very clean sniper for what it is. I do like it a lot. And then we have the SVD, which I haven't actually got, but I do have this other one, the SVK, which I'm not going to lie, might be worse than the Scar. One for one, they're not great. The vertical recoil you get when you first get it, when you shoot, it goes into the sky. Do not rate it whatsoever. It is just mid. Very mid. And yeah, we'll just leave it at that. The gun is mid. Just use anything but this. The UMG40, the UMP, is a clean gun. Very clean gun. However, it doesn't do a lot of damage and you will get gunned by majority of these SMGs. I think actually you will get killed by all of these SMGs. Par that one. I want to put it in B, but I'm going to put it in C behind the SL9 because it is very mid. Do not rate it whatsoever. And I think to finish off, we have the P90, which I have used quite a bit, and I do like the gun. However, it just lacks in damage. You're going to lose gunfights against, obviously, the other guns. I think B is a respectable one. It's very consistent sometimes, but you will lose to these higher damage weapons that I've listed. And yeah, I mean, this is the tier list of the Battlefield guns, I think. I think this is a perfect tier list. I mean, obviously, if you have any other ideas in your head about what you think is the best or isn't, of course, Battlefield is a preference-based game. Everything is good to an extent. But for me personally, this is what I believe is the tier list. S tier, I think, is fine. I think it's all fine here. And yeah, I mean, this has been my tier list. I appreciate it. And if you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, and all that good stuff. Any of the TikTok clips and all that will be there. And yeah, appreciate it.